Good afternoon, everyone. Is everyone hearing me?
Good afternoon. Yes, we're hearing you.
Good afternoon, we're hearing you.
Awesome. So I hope you're all doing well today. I'm Sabrina Bryan, the Faculty of Humanities and Education representative on the UWI Guild Council, and I'd just like to officially welcome all of you to the UWI Commuters EAC Scholarship Week, where today our theme is finding a scholarship that works for you. Now, throughout the week, there will be different sessions that are catered towards helping you find that perfect scholarship, as well as preparing you for how you're going to get that scholarship, with sessions catered towards stuff like essay writing and tackling your scholarship interview. Now, since our theme for today is finding that scholarship that works for you, why don't each of you tell me in the chat what you're looking forward to in today's session? I mean, do you want to know how to find a scholarship? Are you trying to find a scholarship for your specific career field? So you can just let me know in the chat. No one? You guys have no specific expectations for today? Nothing you're looking forward to? Are scholarships looking for semester GPA or cumulative GPA? That's a very good question. Hopefully it gets answered in the session. All right, thank you for sharing, Mr. Lawrence. I would like to learn how to better my essay writing. Awesome, Kadian, because the right essay might decide if you're shortlisted for that specific scholarship before you even get into the interview section. So a good essay is important. And I believe the essay writing section is actually tomorrow. So after you learn how to find that perfect scholarship for you today, you can learn how to write your essay tomorrow. Awesome. So I really hope that you guys get everything that you want from today's session. Don't be afraid to send your messages in the chat. And when the specific speakers are having their question and answer segments, feel free to speak up, ask as many questions as you need so that you can find your perfect scholarship. Okay, so someone on YouTube said, I would like to know how to find scholarships specific, especially for part-time students. Okay, awesome. And I hope we get to tackle all of that. All right, so now we're going to actually get into our very first speaker, who is from scholarshipjamaica.com. Christopher Grant is the founder and CEO of scholarshipjamaica.com, which is founded in March 2010. Scholarshipjamaica.com is the largest private scholarship database and alternative education financing advocate in the Caribbean. Christopher and his wife, Lisa Atkins, have also formed a New York State registered not-for-profit arm of scholarshipjamaica.com, Next Move Jamaica International Incorporated. Now, through Next Move, they offer mentorship and scholarships annually to needy Jamaican students. While attending UTech, Christopher actually saw the need for more information, access to alternative financing solutions through scholarships, bursaries, and other education loan forgiveness programs. Extensive research and training charted his way to establish the region's first online accessible scholarship solution for local students. He has also had a lifetime of giving back to his community, from volunteering at the Brooklyn Public Library and the Adopt a Youth Foundation as a mentor, scholarship researcher, resume coach, and college admissions consultant in both New York and Jamaica. Please help me to welcome our first speaker, Mr. Christopher Grant.
Sabrina, Wagwan.
I'm doing good, Mr. Grant. Are you doing well today?
We can start by you just saying Chris. I know I'm already old. I don't want to be aged anymore. Sorry about that.
All right, no problem. Understood.
Yeah, man. So thank you for that everlasting introduction. I definitely gonna have to adjust that, because that's a lot of stuff that's not necessary. All you want to know, say, my name is Christopher Grant from Scholarship Jamaica, and what we do is just help people to find scholarship, better themselves by trying to assist them to complete their degree, their studies, somewhat debt-free. So today, I'm gonna try my best to answer as much questions as possible. I'm also going to try my best to address the as you would say, the elephant in the room, which is finding a scholarship. So as you say, Christopher Grant Scholarship Jamaica with public scholarship for local students to study in Jamaica, regionally and overseas. We emphasize on undergrad scholarships. And I heard somebody had asked a question earlier about part-time scholarship, which is always a challenge. So definitely this year, my team and I will be putting some effort in identifying part-time scholarship and also alternative opportunities for students. So jump to the meat of the matter, finding a scholarship that works for you. Sabrina, can you just let me know when it's close to my time so I can leave some time for question and answer, okay?
Sure thing.
All right, so first things first, in order to find the scholarship that works for you, you need to identify what your career objectives are. Meaning, you're going to university, college, community college, or whatever your studies may be. You need to identify what you're planning to do or what's your plan, your career objective, meaning the field of study. In identifying the field of study, you'll be able to zero in on the opportunities that are the companies that target your field of study. For instance, law. I know we've been getting a lot of requests for persons planning to study law. You want to make sure that you identify what area of law you'll be tackling. Are you going to do corporate law, criminal law? Are you looking to do environmental law, advocacy law? Identify what field of study you want. And then you start by identifying the companies or the organizations that are currently in your field of study. So you want to be a lawyer, you want to try to identify yourself with a law firm, a large or a local conglomerate company, say a Grace Kennedy. A Grace Kennedy or would have a law department. You look at matter of fact, any local publicly traded company, they either have a law firm in house, they have an attorney in house, or they use a law firm. So you want to reach out to that department and you try to, some persons enter by volunteering their time. Some might want to send a letter requesting opportunity to do an internship or just to introduce yourself, right? These organizations are the ones that offer scholarship opportunities for people like me and you. And this is where you'd find, this is just one of the means of you finding that scholarship that's perfect for you. So we're going to continue now. Now you identify what you want to do. You want to be a lawyer, you want to be an engineer, you want to be a teacher. As long as you guys don't want to be a thief, because they want to come free. But identifying the objective, now you're going to align yourself with the organizations and non-for-profits, the companies, the international organization that's in your field. For another example is a friend of mine, he does geography. He was a geography teacher. He applied for the CCRIF scholarship program, which is closed now, unfortunately. He was able to do his master's degree in the program. They offered him an internship. And now he's working with the Red Cross, doing environmental, he does some environmental investigation, he does disaster management stuff. So I give that example to say, listen, you're doing geo, you want to do something in environmental management or environmental engineering, you reach out to these organizations like CCRIF, all right? Thirdly, I think I'll be speaking to a lot of US students because when I register for this, for the seminar, it was asking a lot of information about your registration, what faculty and stuff. So I'm assuming most persons are U. If you're not all US students, then it's the same principle as it relates to whatever school you're applying. UE is very good in promoting and publishing scholarships. So when you go on the UE website, you just go on UE Mona, or you can go just UE website. You can go and then you select what campus you're on. They have a large array of scholarships. And they make it so easy for you that when you go on it, you literally just select your faculty. Select your faculty, then you can just look on the vast amount of scholarship opportunities that are available for that faculty. It not get easier than that. And for me and the team over at Scholarship Jamaica, what we do is we go on these websites, we see the scholarships that are being available, and we dig into them to find out if, okay, they're available to you students in specific fields, social science. Are they available for other students in other universities? All right. So right now I'm talking to you. I'm literally on the website. I'm going through it's a list of scholarship, and I'm clicking at, seeing that I'm already a lawyer. Not everybody here is going to be a lawyer, but I'm just using it as an example. Or I'm using, let's use Faculty of Social Science. I click Faculty of Social Sciences. And the first thing I see is the Advent Fellowship Scholarship, or the AFU Scholarship. So it simply means that these scholarships are available for your field if you're in social science. The AFU Scholarship is between $2,000 to $5,000 for every year. You have to be a CARECOM national. This is how you find a scholarship stacks for you. And this is for, I'm speaking specifically to you students, because this is a UWI Toronto Gala scholarship program. All right, they call it AFUE. So you go on there, you go on your faculty, you click your faculty, you see the list of scholarship. So if you're not a UWI student, you go on there and you look and you see them have the digital scholarship. Digital offer 2 for $145,000 each, for example. All right. From your list, you know, see, all right, then it's open to media and communication, digital technology, software engineering, all them sit there. I am going to say I'm going to UCC. I want to find out, is this available for me also? So definitely I would reach out to Digital Foundation and I would confirm, hey, I'm a UCC student and this is what I'm doing. Am I able to apply for this scholarship? And this is for somebody who is not a student. So big up everybody in the chat. Big up everybody who is online, whether you're a UTech student, NCU or wherever. I used to go to UTech, so big up UTech especially, and big up Seaford High School. So make sure you use your school website. Go to the website, or if you can, if you don't have the internet access, you go to the school and you go to the financial aid office. That is where all scholarships, if I'm offering scholarship for UWI, that is where I'm going to go to let them know the scholarships that are being offered. So that's two main examples. Next, you want to start in your community. So where you live, where you work, where you go to school, where you volunteer, that is your community. Your community is your group of friends, your mentor, mentee, the foundation that you work with. That's your community. You want to start there. They know what best works for you, or in another side of it, you know what they're about, you know what they're looking for. So you know how to gear or to package yourself in order to get that scholarship that's best for you. You're in a foundation, for instance, they're not offering no scholarship. Okay, based on the directors or the head of the foundation, you just find out from them, hey, in your network or wherever you work, do you know if they offer scholarship for somebody like me? Me being, I am a BizAd student at UTech doing marketing. This is how you put it out there. So in a sense, you're making your case known. They know what you're looking for. So if they see anything that will match you, they can come to you and say, yo, Chris, you know, say, Sajiko is offering a scholarship for people in marketing. Maybe you can check it out. So this is how I am finding a scholarship that best work for me. I volunteer somewhere. When I used to go to Seaford, I did some work experience at National Water Commission. When I finished the program, I really went to the manager and I offered like an exit interview where I sat down with the manager and I told her what my objectives are. Okay, Today is my last day. When I leave here, I'll be going to UTech, and this is what I'll be doing. Blah, blah, blah. She said, okay. So now she know what I'm up to. She offered a scholarship. You understand? She said, hold on, Chris. Hold a seat. Me soon come. She left. She went and spoke to the other persons in the department, and she came back with a bag of money. She paid for what? They helped to pay. They paid for all my CXC subject at the time. That was my first official scholarship. They didn't offer a scholarship, but because I put my case out there, I literally did an exit interview by telling them what I was about, what my objectives were, and they deemed it fit to assist me by offering to pay my CXC. So big up Water Commission, Marpay. So that's what I did, and that is how I use my community to get the scholarship that worked for me, because it really worked for me in covering the cost of my CXC, about 6 of them. Oh, I'm hearing something. I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say something to me, Sabrina. So that's just one more. So that's 4 so far. So make sure I make note or something. And at least feel free to put the question, and Sabrina, feel free to let me know whatever question is in so I can answer. Okay. Next, I am a Christian. Use your church. If you go to church, or whether you're a member or you just got in on again, or your parents or relatives attend some church, especially the bigger churches, they may not advertise the scholarship that they have, but they do offer scholarships. And you want to reach out to them, whether directly or indirectly through a family member, to indicate that, hey, you're going to school and you're seeking a scholarship. You don't know who may be in that church, or who may be hearing your case, or and seeing what you're doing and want to help. Most churches offer scholarship. Some churches offer a loan, where they offer to lend you some money to pay for your tuition, and then you repay it over time. Some persons, based on your performance, they will say, listen, your GPA was up there, you don't need to pay us back. So that's another means of finding a scholarship, right? And these what I'm mentioning are some of the non-traditional ways. I didn't want to come today and just talk to you guys about going on our website or go on our page and you boom, bang, bing. But in order to be an effective scholarship winner, you have to master the uncommon means, the uncommon sources of funding. And these are just some of the uncommon sources. Okay. So as we say, your church, reach out to them. The next one is for those of us who work, your employer or your parents or relative employer. Some employers, when I used to work at COK way back in the days, they used to offer this thing where they lend you money to pay your tuition per semester, or you borrow money from COK as a staff loan, and I pay my tuition when I was going to UTech. When I finish the semester, I present my report, which my GP and all of that, to the HR and say, hey, I finished the semester, this was my grade. What COK does in return, they pay off that loan for me. So that loan is forgiven. Or if I pay off the loan during the time of the semester, they reimburse me that money. So we refer to it as tuition reimbursement program from your employer, or your parents or some relatives' employer. That's another means. If you have a plan B of going to Student Loan Bureau have this thing they call a granting aid. But the granting aid is only to persons who may have won a scholarship. So you apply for the loan, you're granted the loan, they offer you a granting aid, which is it don't really go towards the tuition, but it goes towards offsetting expenses such as traveling, food, housing, books, computer, stuff like that. So the student loan granting aid is another means. And most common one is apply for scholarship, people. There's so many scholarship available. Yes, finding a scholarship that works for you is literally sometimes finding the scholarships that's available. I repeat, in finding the scholarship that works for you is finding the scholarship that you're qualified for and the one that's available. That's your best opportunity. And in doing so, you need to start searching now by using social media, by like Scholarship Jamaica, by All About Us, by using the UA website, by using 876 Youth, by using I am 876JA. These are all common platforms where we publish scholarship on a daily basis. There are so many scholarships that are now available that persons are getting confused. There's so much, all they're doing is making a note of the ones available and never get to apply. Last week, we closed out on at least 4 major scholarships. And right now, I'm going to say some that are available that you guys need to jump on, include and not limited to, is like the First Heritage Cooperative Credit Union. You have the Barita Foundation Scholarship. You have the NCB Foundation Scholarship, Sagicor Scholarship, VMBS, Grace Kennedy. You have the Burger King. For my law students, you have the Tasty. These are just a few. And for my UA students who are watching or participating in this seminar, I take it that you are serious about funding your tuition. That's why you take time out to be here middle day on a Monday. And you need to use your UA website. Go on the UA website, just put in UA scholarship, click on financial aid, right? And you just scroll down to your faculty, click on your faculty, and you see a vast array of scholarships that are available to you. UA students, you have no excuse for not applying for scholarship. And the good thing with the scholarship program at UA is you fill out one application form and you just pick the ones that you're interested in. It's 1, 2, 3, easy as that. Move on from that. Say you don't want to do that and you want to use other means, there's a thing them called the Ministry of Education. And it's MOE, it's moe.gov.jm. moe.gov.jm. That's the Ministry of Education's website. You scroll down. On the right side, it says Tertiary Students Assistant Program. Application open April 1st to June 30th. Click on it, guys. And you see the different scholarships, which include the JAMVAT, the Annual Jamaica Scholarship, the Emancipation Scholarship, the UTEC Open, the Jamaica Teacher Scholarship, what do you call it? The MST Vet Scholarship. I'm just looking while I'm doing them. Apologies, right? All of these scholarships, you just need to register on the Ministry of Education website. You register, put in your name, email, create a password, you go in, and then you just fill out the form, which is just your personal information, which is your email address, your parents' name and address, your name and address, the program you're doing, when you expect to finish, simple stuff like that. No essay required. You need a reference, and you need to prove where you live. And in they use the term something domicile, which is just to prove that you live where you say you live, which is a letter. It could be through your reference letter, where you indicate in your reference letter, the person will write it, indicate your address, and they know your address, and they sign to that. And you submit one application form with all the opportunities that you're qualified for. Again, this is easy money. This is what I would say is an easy money scholarship. And the the Ministry of Education scholarships are open to, most of them are to UWI and UTEC students. So all of you UWI students, this is it. And it doesn't take, it didn't take me more than 5 minutes to do it. So on my YouTube channel, Scholarship Jamaica, we have a video up where I literally walk through the process. You see my screen, and we go in, create an account, fill out the information, select and submit. It takes 5 minutes. So when you guys finish this seminar today, I would challenge you guys to at least apply for one of these opportunities, which I would say apply for the Ministry of Education one. Easy one. The government gave the Ministry of Education over $300 million for this year only for scholarships for UAU Tech and other university students. So jump on it, guys. Don't just make a note, but strategize by challenging yourself to apply for one scholarship per day. Apply for one of them today, seeing that you are doing the seminar today, and then you move on to the next one. Because by the end of June to the end of July, most of these opportunities will be gone. Additionally, I'm going to say, my wife and I, with our foundation, NMJ, Next Move Jamaica International, we are offering scholarships, but it's not going to be the betting game and lotteries commission, the Burger King type of money. We don't have the money there. It's really some 25,000. I think the biggest one is like $55,000. We have a $55,000 scholarship for youth, for law school students. We have another one for nursing students and one for a communication student who do writing. We will be publishing these on Scholarship Jamaica and Next Move Jamaica International Instagram page. So look out for those. And one of the biggest source of scholarship this year again is the Gleaners Scholarship to Go. And this is us talking about finding the perfect scholarship or fit you. The Gleaner Scholarship to Go as a listing of all major local scholarships, those that are open now and those that will be opening soon. So you have an advantage to see what will be coming. You apply, you start the application process, so when it opens, you can submit your application. Guys, this is, it's one thing to participate in seminars, it's one thing to listen to people like me and Sabrina and the other guests coming up talking about this, but it don't make no sense. It's just a waste of time if you don't action the plan. And the plan is to put pen to paper and apply for some scholarship. Sabrina, you have any question for me?
So yes, we actually do have a question from YouTube, and the individual says, good day. Do you know of any organizations that help students get scholarships for international or regional students, saying that, for example, someone wants to transfer from UE to elsewhere?
So if this is what, Bijou Donia, I think that's the question I'm seeing. So this is a tricky question in a sense. If you're a UE student, and you want to transfer to another UE campus in the Caribbean, those scholarships are open to that. The Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission scholarship is open to persons studying regionally. That's one. The other one, I think, is the Ministry of Education. Their scholarship allow you to study regionally also. It's just that you have to return and study and work in Jamaica. Other regional and international scholarship, I recommend people to link with the Ministry of Finance. So the Ministry of Finance, they would usually publish international scholarship for organizations or countries that have bilateral agreements with us. The CCRIF scholarship program that closed last week, CCRIF, that scholarship would be perfect for this person, which is the Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Insurance Facility. Their scholarship program, which closed last week, today is the last day for the internship program, offers scholarship for people to study in Jamaica, throughout the region, US and Canada. So those are the ones that I know that you would be able to take advantage of. Otherwise, we at Scholarship Jamaica, we generally concentrate on local ones. Unfortunately, in Jamaica, there are a limited amount of scholarship that allow you to study abroad, and also allows you to study at a master's level. And that is something that we at Scholarship Jamaica is working on, to get more companies to offer more graduate opportunities, scholarship opportunities, and regional scholarships, seeing that we're living in a connected world, and going overseas to study, I think, is a great advantage for most people as you get a wider exposure. Any other questions, Sabrina?
Okay, so before I get into the other questions, I was told to share that they actually have until today for the CCRIF scholarship. It was extended for today, so they have up to until later in today to apply. Another question that we have is, what happens when you apply for a lot of scholarships and possibly get multiple scholarships for the same thing? Would you then decline scholarships so that they don't overlap?
Yes, so most scholarship donors don't allow you to, if they know that your tuition is covered, they're not gonna allow you to take the funds. As a matter of fact, the funds will be sent to the school. So if the tuition is already covered, the school is gonna return the funds. So I recommend that apply for them, apply for as much scholarship as you can. If you realize that you already won the one that covers your tuition, you indicate verbally, unwritten or written, to the donor that the ones where you don't really need, indicate to them that the tuition is already covered, you appreciate the offer, and let them decide whether they want you to have the funds now, or they want it to put it in a scholarship bank and keep it for your next semester or your next year, or they want to give it to someone else. So you need to indicate it to the organization. Although some donors require that you indicate whether you have applied or you have won any scholarship before they earn you the money.
All right, and so I think this is the final question. If you apply for student loan, as you would have mentioned earlier in your presentation, for your tuition, and then also get a scholarship that pays full tuition, what do you do then?
Use the scholarship first. Make sure if you confirm that the scholarship cover your tuition and you win it, show student loan, give them a call or visit them, let them know the tuition is already covered so they don't distribute the funds. So a student loan would do, they would not distribute the funds. Unfortunately for us, student loan usually takes some time to distribute the money. So they would just still have you as an approved student, but you wouldn't have owned a loan. So use the free money first. Make sure the free money, which is the scholarship, use that up first, and student loan you leave for another time. So this is why I would say, while you apply for the scholarships, if it's no big deal financially to apply for the student loan as a plan B, you need to do that as a plan C or D. So what happens is, if you don't cover the full tuition, whatever difference is left now, you just use the student loan to cover it at our last resort.
Definitely makes sense. So you heard that, guys. Use the free money first. All right, I'm not seeing any more questions from anyone in the chat or on YouTube. If you guys have any further questions, you can place them now. But I believe that's it. And I would just like to thank you again, Chris, since you don't want us to Sir or Mr. Grant you. Thank you so much for coming and sharing with us. And as he said, finding a scholarship that works for you can be as simple as just finding a scholarship that you're qualified for and that's available. And he listed a number of platforms that we can go and look on. Our UE website, which actually I didn't even know about. I am 876 Scholarship Jamaica, of course, a bunch of them on social media. So go check it out, guys. And thank you so much again, Chris, for coming and sharing with us.
Sabrina, big up yourself, big up the team, and anytime, just let me know.
Awesome. Thanks again. All right. And so we're now going to go into our second speaker for today. Yes, and also, guys, for opportunities, check the Commuters Opportunity Hub, which has over 1,000 new students now actually logged onto it, with over 2,000 opportunities shared, and opportunities are shared daily. So I'm not sure if the Commuters office could actually share the link to the Opportunities Hub in the chat and on the YouTube and in the YouTube chat as well. That would be lovely. But yes, check out the Commuters Opportunities Hub, guys. Our second speaker for today's session is Marsha Lawrence, who is an administrative assistant at the Office of Student Financing, which exists to assist registered full-time undergraduate students of the Mona campus. The office administers a number of scholarships, bursaries, and grants, as well as other forms of financial assistance, and provides financial guidance to students where requested. So, Ms. Lawrence, you're free to begin your presentation.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for having me. Chris, big ups to you as usual, a wealth of information. You're making my presentation that much shorter. Let me share my screen with you quickly. And you can just let me know if you're seeing it. All righty. All right, so as Sabrina said, I'm from the Office of Student Financing, UE Mona, located at the Mona campus. And Chris would have covered a good amount of what I would want to mention, but I also want to add before I jump into my own presentation that we at the Office of Student Financing, we do have a process where if a student gets a full tuition scholarship or any scholarship $100,000 or over, we have a process where you come to us and you either write to SLB to submit a waiver, meaning you want to keep the loan and the award, or you can submit a tuition reduction or a tuition cancellation loan. So again, this is for students who are on the SLB and would have received a full scholarship or any award $100,000 and over. As Chris said, you have to let SLB know, because if you don't let them know, they're going to take back the loan. So it's just about being accountable, all right? Okay, so the types of financial assistance that we offer scholarships and bursaries, general financial assistance, the U.S. Department of Education, Federal Student Aid, Title IV loans, and of course, we offer every student who comes in or calls us financial guidance. But how do you go about financing your UA education? So for some of you, you may know how you're going to pay the tuition, but you don't know how you're going to afford day-to-day living, either on campus or as a, well, this is a commuting session. So yes, so you might need money for transportation or lunch. We offer aid in those areas. Our scholarship period, we extended it this year to May 1st, and it will close July 31st. That's the general scholarship period. So if you haven't submitted an application as yet, please go and do so now. We're still open. Our website, as was referred to before, is very user-friendly, very user-friendly. But students don't take the time to read. And if you want to find a scholarship that is for you, you can't be a full-time student and applying for a part-time scholarship. You're not going to be considered. It's a waste of time for you and for us who has to process your application. So take the time to read through the criteria. They're all listed on our website, Office of Student Financing. You can just put it in Google, it will come up. So everything is there. Take the time to read through the criteria again, because not every scholarship is for you. You're not going to be eligible for every scholarship. Some scholarships require an essay, but students don't submit the essay, they just submit the application. Some scholarships require a resume. You don't submit the resume because you never read through the criteria. So it's not an eeny, meeny, miny, mo game. It's really about focusing on what is for you and making sure that you capture those scholarships on your application form. Our application form allows you to list up to 10 scholarships per application. So that's still a lot for you to apply. The general financial assistance, and this is for students with non-tuition related expenses really. So if you're having issues with purchasing your books, or if you need assistance with meals, or if you just need something, a little pick me up here and there, we have the general financial assistance for you. It's an online application. It's a two-part application. So once you complete the online application, you're to submit a reference page, and that can be found on our website. It's open September to November and January to April each academic year. So in other words, it opens when the semester opens and it closes at the end of each semester. So right now it's closed, but you can apply for it as soon as the 2022-2023 academic year resumes. So how to apply? I did touch on this before. You visit our website, download the application form, complete all applicable sections if you want a chance. And we have instances where, we have found that, but like I said, they didn't submit all the information that is necessary. And so it takes a lot of time for us to, be back and forth with the students, trying to get them to fill in this area, that area, just so we have a fuller understanding of who the student is. And so we're asking you, when you're applying, fill out all the applicable sections. Of importance to donors is the students who are very involved in co-curricular, who volunteer, who are involved in their community. So try and capture these things on your application form. And also, outside of what our website offers, we do give students financial guidance on JAMVAT, for example. So that's 30% of your tuition. It will not exceed $350,000 per academic year. Paid once you complete 200 voluntary hours. The PATH bursary is also administered through our office. So if you were a PATH beneficiary in high school and you're now at the tertiary level and you want to continue benefiting from the PATH, you submit your application. For UE students, it's August 1st to September 30th. The application is on our website, OSF website. So you complete all applicable sections. Make sure you have your household number. Make sure you're a part of the household whose household number you provide us with. And then you submit it before the deadlines. So that's $100,000 offered to the students who were beneficiaries of PATH in high school. And we do also offer the Federal Student Aid, U.S. Department of Education Title IV loans. So this is a direct unsubsidized loan, and it's given by the U.S. Department of Education. So this type of loan is really for U.S. citizens or green card holders. It's open to students registered in all the faculties except medical sciences. And for now, it's for mono-campus students only. So this is another option if you you want to take a loan and you don't want student loan, maybe you want to try this area as a US citizen or a green card holder. So you can come to our office or call us for more information on the Federal Student Aid. So on this slide here, we're just trying to show you, we can't capture them all. So we're just trying to show you that there are so many other scholarships out there. The Ministry of Education, I heard Chris mention that IGL, Jamaica Government Exhibition, Sagicor, Grace, NCB, these are also other organizations you can approach. Watch out for their But when their scholarship periods open, watch out for when it closes. Try and get your application in. And once you submit, even though we list them on our website, we don't administer their awards ourselves. So that means their applications to these scholarships don't come to us. So for NCB and Grace and Sagicor, you have to submit to them directly. So what you need to do is pay attention to when their scholarship period opens and when it closes, so you can submit your application. And just for students, you know, we're just trying to show each student that it's regardless of the faculty you're in, we have a scholarship for you. So if you're in Faculty of Medical Sciences, you can try for the IGL or the Merrill Grant Scholarship. If you're in the Faculty of Law, we have the Frank L. Myers or the Duncock Scholarship or the Mona Law Bursary for students. We also have the NCB Software Engineering Scholarship, and that's for 10,000 US. So for students in the mobile application, doing the software engineering in the mobile application area, that's a perfect one for you to apply for. So, and the JMMB bursaries and scholarships, another big one every year. So you can try and go on our website and you'll see there's a scholarship there just for you. You just need to apply. I want to say that we have a lot of scholarships. Of course, some of them are contingent on your GPA. So for second-year students signed up, some scholarships will require a 3.0 minimum GPA. But it doesn't mean that a student with a lesser GPA won't get through. Because, you know, some donors are compassionate and they understand that things happen and students sometimes fall off, but it doesn't mean you're not deserving of a scholarship. So don't let the GPA be a factor in you not applying. Apply. Apply and see what your chances are, all right? Some scholarships are academic based. Some are financial based. So in other words, for the students who their application visibly tells you that they don't have the money, we have scholarships for those students. And then for those bright students who, you know, they just get A at everything, we have awards for those students as well. So try and submit your application on time and see what your chances are. And I'm just going through to just mention a few on the slides so that you can make note of them, or when you rewatch the presentation. I have to make mention of the Principal Scholarship of Excellence. The value is tuition and miscellaneous expenses. If you're living on hall, it pays for your hall fees, you know, so that's a very good one that you'd want on your resume, that you were a recipient of the Principal Scholarship for Excellence. As you can see in the criteria area, any faculty level 2 or 3, so your GPA has to be 3.3 or higher. So it's a little higher than the others, the GPA part of it. Leadership qualities is a must, right? So we want students who are involved, students who are not afraid to speak up, and, you know, who are outspoken but respectful. So this scholarship is for you. And I just want to touch on the student loan. I don't know if they're part of the lineup as the week goes on, but just want to briefly touch on them because they do offer 2 types of loans to undergraduate students. So there's a full or part tuition loan, otherwise called a targeted loan, and there's a pay as you study loan. They accept 1 guarantor, and you can go online for more information, right? And Chris would have mentioned the granting aid. So there are options for every student, you know, but until you take the time to go through the website, read through the scholarships, read through the criteria, download the form, print it, submit, get references where you need to get references, you have to do the legwork. and then you submit and hope for the best. Right? And our office awards right throughout the academic year. So we may not call you September to December, but we may call you January through January through to May, or just so you have a chance. Because we administer a whole lot of scholarships. So it's not always possible to award every scholarship before December. So we do award right through the academic year. Donors come on board right through the academic year. So if you check our website, you'll see that we post sometimes when a new scholarship comes into play and we want students to apply. So we will push the advertisement so that students are aware that, hey, we have a new scholarship and we want you to submit your applications. So success is achieved and by those who try and keep trying. And that would just summarize all that I've been saying. You need to give yourself a chance and submit your application. Don't let the GPA deter you. Don't let the fact that, it don't look like you have a chance deter you. Submit your application and we'll see where it goes from there. Our office details. So we're on the first floor of the administrative annex at the Mona campus. You can visit our website, www.mona.uwi.edu/OSF, or you can email us at stufinc@uwimona.edu.jm. Some students prefer to call us. Some parents prefer to call us. So you can call us at 441-4120 or 441-3584. And if you have any questions, I'd love to.
Okay, so there is one question that I'm seeing on YouTube, and it's asking any sites or resources where one can find details on student loan granting, aid, the awards that serve to offset other expenses. I'm assuming they mean expenses outside of tuition.
For the granting aid?
Yes.
Okay, so what students do, it's really, some students write to SLB, but it's really SLB who chooses or selects the students for the SLB granting aid. But I know that some students do write to SLB and they will get a response. So it's on, you'd have to write directly to them. That's how you would get that one.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm not seeing any more questions on YouTube or in the chat here. If anyone else has any questions, you can post them in the chat so that Miss Lawrence can answer. But I believe that's it for the questions. And so I'd just like to thank you, Ms. Lawrence, for coming and sharing here with us. Again, could you just repeat the sites that students can go to in terms of the Office of Student Financing, where they can see listings of scholarships, etc.?
All right, so I know that this generation is very tech savvy. So to make it simple for you, if you go in Google and you put in Office of Student Financing UWI, you're gonna go straight through to our website. Or if you're on the university's main page and you select financial aid, it will take you straight to our website. And under scholarships and bursaries, it will then present a drop-down list of the faculties and another drop-down list. When you click any faculty, the scholarships are there for you to read through. So all of them, the criteria are there for all of them. And that's how you determine which scholarships you're eligible for.
Okay, so we actually have a number of questions that just came in. So I'm just going to run through them. First question we have here on Zoom. For the UE scholarships page, there are some scholarships that are outdated as well. How do you tell which is updated for 2022-2023?
Outdated as in the deadline?
I'm assuming they mean they're seeing scholarships, for example, probably for the 2021-2022 period. So they want to know which ones are actually updated for 2022-2023.
Okay, I'm not fully aware that that is the case because we do update our website. But since that question or that has been raised, I'll liaise with the relevant persons to have any of those updated so that you can see the deadlines. But for the ones that do not have deadlines, it simply means that they fall within the general scholarship period, which is as of now, May 1st to July 31st. For the ones that have specific deadlines, you'll see it attached there.
Okay, thank you. And so another question we have here is, when requesting for my tuition letter, I am seeing 2021-2022 academic year. Should I still go ahead and request the letter?
All right, so that's a question for the Students Administrative Section, which is SAS.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, I won't comment on it. I don't know if they're having any technical issues at this time. So it's best that you speak to them. I can provide a number in the chat that you can call them directly.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. And another question we have here is, do the references need to be written before a certain date? For example, will references written over a year ago be accepted for scholarships?
No, no more than 6 months.
Okay, all right. So no more than a 6-month period when submitting references. Well, I'm not seeing any other questions, so I think that's it for today. Thank you again, Ms. Lawrence, for coming and sharing and answering the questions and everything. It's very much appreciated. And I'm hopeful that the students learned a lot and that they'll be reaching out more throughout the different UE websites to get the help that they need.
Yes, and UE students, a lot of the information that we send out, it will go to your your MyUE Mona email address. So if you don't have access or if you haven't activated that account, please contact the MITS and activate it, because that's where most of the information is filtered so that you're up to date on which scholarships are being offered, or especially for the new scholarships when they come on board. Thank you for having me, Sabrina. I really like these sessions because I really want students to know more about the Office of Student Financing. Every year, we're very surprised that still a lot of students don't know about us. So we love these opportunities to get students to, come on board and submit their applications.
Definitely. A very well thought out event by the Community SBAC and Community Students Office. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more from them. So thanks again, Ms. Lawrence. Okay, so in the spirit of Scholarship Week, I've been asked to share a testimonial about myself. I am actually the recipient of the Honorable Shiny Robinson Scholarship for Journalism/Communications that's offered by the Jamaica Labour Party. The scholarship, however, is non-partisan and they hand out a number of scholarships each year. I believe around 4 or 5 scholarships each year, and each of them cater to different areas of study. So in my year, I think they had one for STEM, they had one for media and communications, they had one for something else, I believe general studies, right? And so it's a full scholarship that covers tuition, hall fees, school supplies, and monthly allocations. Very well, it's very thorough, so everything is covered. I actually was very weary about applying for this scholarship because I thought for sure, for one, that there would be a surplus of applicants, and because the scholarship was offering so much, I knew that they were looking for a certain kind of person to give the scholarship to. It specifically said that they were looking for community builders, right? So that's another thing. A lot of scholarships these days, they're looking for students who can also be ambassadors for their unique brands, persons who exemplify their different organizational goals or attributes, right? So they wanted someone who was very well involved. And going into my essay, going into my interview, that's kind of what I sold them on, being a well-rounded student. I'm very involved at school, always have been, always will be, along with my good grades. So I know that a lot of persons, they tend not to apply to certain scholarships because they're thinking, oh, they're looking for students with like a bunch of straight A's. And while having good grades are good, scholarships don't just look for good grades, right? They look for the whole package. So if you are able to sell them on the fact that you are a hardworking, motivated student, then I think they're more likely to give it to you than to someone who simply is just good on paper. It's important to show and use up your essays. Use your essays to tell your personal stories. Use your essays to tell them why you need the scholarship. Use the essays to tell them why the scholarship would mean so much to you, what you're going to do with it, what you plan to do when you get your degree, all that. So the type of scholarship that I have is actually not needs based or academic, purely academic based. I'd say it was really based around me being well-rounded. So yes, I had to have a certain GPA. I believe the GPA requirement was 3.5 or 3.0 at the time, and my GPA at the time was 3.8. So there was that. But on top of that, I also had to submit proof that I was involved in co-curricular activities, which is now a requirement of me upholding my scholarship. So being in university, every semester, my GPA has to be 3.0 to 3.5 or over. I have to be involved in at least 2 co-curricular activities at school, as well as to complete volunteering hours. So getting the scholarship, good. Sustaining the scholarship, even better. And I think having a scholarship actually motivates you to work harder when you're in the university space, knowing that for sure, if I slip and I slide, I don't have that to fall back on anymore. So it's an awesome motivator. The steps, as it relates to the steps in applying for my scholarship. So first I searched for scholarships in general. So there were lots of general scholarships that weren't necessarily for any specific field or area. I made a list of all the scholarships that I could find. Then I made a list of the documents and requirements for each scholarship, and I ran around the place photocopying and typing up my essay and all that stuff. Getting references was also really important. And it's important to not just choose anyone to select your references. For example, choose a teacher who knows you, a teacher that you're always helping, a teacher who knows your mind, how interactive you are and your interests, because those persons would be able to write from a personal place when they're recommending you to the scholarship board. Moving on from that, when I sent in everything for my applications and I finally got shortlisted for 2 scholarships, I believe. So I was offered one grant, a full grant, that I later had to decline because I actually got my full scholarship, which was the Shiny Robinson Scholarship. And when I was shortlisted for that scholarship interview, I studied. Might sound weird, right? But yeah, I got flashcards and everything. So I went on the organization's website and I read up about their interest in education and what they offer to students on a yearly basis. I read up on their community involvement, and I tried my best to link them back to my own personal attributes so that they could see that I'm someone who is in line with their organization. And so when I showed up to the interview and they were asking me questions about, you know, what I want to do in life, what difference do I want to make about my degree, I was able to make a solid conversation and connect with them, which I really think was one of the things that put me over the edge for that scholarship. I was very intimidated because when I showed up to my interview, it was a bunch of senators and ministers, but really what they wanted to know, at least what I got from the interview, what they wanted to know is, for one, why do I want the scholarship? For two, if they give me the scholarship, what am I going to do with it? What am I going to do with my future? And for three, how am I going to impact Jamaica? So a lot of organizations or governmental scholarships especially, they're going to want to know that who they're giving their scholarships to are going to be pouring back their educational resources into our country. They want to know that you're going to go out into the world, into the country, into the Caribbean, and make a difference after you get your degrees. That's something that you could also think about selling them on. I believe I said in my scholarship essay that I wanted to make a real impact in culture and entertainment and film in Jamaica through media and communications, which I'm currently studying. And I still have a very strong interest in it, still very determined to do so. So I think find a common ground of connection between you and the organization that you're looking to apply to the scholarship for, and just really sell them on it. That's it. Um, Getting involved in your school environments can really assist you when you're getting scholarships. So don't just focus on the academics. Join a club, volunteer to be a leader for something, even when you're already in the university space, because I know not all of you might get scholarships now, but don't think that just because the school year starts and you don't get a scholarship, that means you can't get a scholarship again. I actually got my scholarship acceptance in October, I believe. So I paid a small part of my tuition, and I kept holding out hope, and my scholarship came in October. By the time my scholarship came, I was already involved in like 2 school activities and hitting the ground running. So it's an ongoing thing, constantly improving on yourself and ensuring that you are a whole package to sell to scholarships. I believe that's it from me. If there are any questions that any of you have, as someone who has went through the scholarship process before and has done so successfully, I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. All right, so I'm not seeing any questions, and we've come to the end of our program. Yes, Mr. Edwards, I do agree. It was a lovely session. And so I'd like to thank especially the Commuting Students Office, the Commuters EAC, for putting on such a wonderful event. Thank you to our speakers, Miss Lawrence and Mr. Grant, Chris, for joining us today and for sharing with us. Don't forget to look out into those different platforms that they mentioned today. Go on social media, go on the Commuters Opportunities Hub, go on the UE website. I am 876JA, Scholarship Jamaica, which was Chris's organization. Check all of them, and don't be afraid to actually get up and apply to the scholarships. That's something that Chris was emphasizing. I know that imposter syndrome can really take over during these type of processes, but the important thing is to get up and do it. Send off the application. You literally have nothing to lose, I promise you. So even if you think you're not good enough for the scholarship, even if you think you don't have all the necessities, just do it anyways. And I think you'd be surprised actually by how it turns out. And even if it doesn't turn out that way, you can say that you tried. That's the important thing. So thank you everyone for coming here and joining us. We really hope that this was a fruitful session and that you got to learn from it, and that you're all feeling a little bit more prepared now to go out and find a scholarships. Don't forget that this is a scholarship week. So throughout the week, they will be having different sessions that are catered to helping you through your entire scholarship process. So tackling your interviews, writing your essays, all that. And I hope everyone has a lovely afternoon. Thank you.